Good morning.
Good morning. Goodbye. Goodbye. Good morning, everybody.
Sausage and bacon.
Yeah, boy, real nice.
Hot coffee.
Yeah, and this is the aloo. While I was making my video, I had it inside of here like this. So if you don't have a tripod, aloo is a real good thing when you're doing vlogging. Yeah.
I was thinking a while ago while they were preparing. Life was a strange cycle. You know, children could be home with you, kids, and you know, and you see them through their little childhood years
Yeah.
into adolescence. And even when they're married, some of them, they stay home a long spell with you like Lyndon did. And then you grow older, circumstances bring you back together. So I want to ask you how you feel after all these years to be still, the tables turn now and you feeling your daddy.
Is a privilege. It is a privilege, yeah. Since that's more I like cooking for you. You know? And nothing will change.
Somebody was telling me recently that they had to hustle home to take care of their aunt. The aunt is 101. So you know, you think of that person reaching 101 years old. Or even like Mr. Sutton, who might be 103 this year. Right? You think of them, you know, having done so many things, their past profession, likes, dislikes, way back in the back that people don't even know, your neighbor wouldn't even know, right? The new neighbors coming to the area and they don't know the history of this person. He's just an old person living here and like somebody asked me the other day, you know, hey, the person next to you all, that person's still alive. You know, people kind of just fade. Their presence is just removed. But it's wonderful. It's wonderful when your past achievements remain alive in the heart, particularly of your children.
Right? I was watching a lot of videos like with wisdom that you could gain like from people in their 70s go up now. You know, and a lot of people, one of the questions they always ask them is to share with people, if you could go back in time, what would you tell your younger self? Like if you could go back to age 25. And you know, a lot of people say, just do the things that you want to do and that you like to do. For example, you might be in a job but it's well paid, but do you like the job?
Okay.
Because when you really think about to get up every day and go and do something that you do like doing. Now, I ain't saying no. It's important to make sacrifices, but one should definitely be seeking another job. You might be doing a job that you like, but you may not like the management that you're under. So you really should be look for the similar pay, but a better environment. You know? So, but it calls for a lot of courage.
Yes, it calls for courage.
It calls for a lot of courage.
But I'll tell you, you know, in the days of the Express, right? A lot of journalists used to trade jobs, you know. For instance, a lot might have left the Express and gone to the Guardian. Some would have gone over to the pub.
Right.
You understand? They remain in the profession, but with a different establishment.
You want the other half?
No thanks.
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
good. That's good.
Right, so they remain with the profession, but they were able to find it elsewhere. Yeah.
But the nature of us human beings is that we are not particularly satisfied with everything. Right? So the guy who left the Express and he goes to the Guardian, within 6 months or so, or even less, he comes back to the Express.
Right. Well, it come like what we say, the grass look green on the other side.
That's correct.
But when you reach there, you see, and maybe that is an important thing too, you know, that sometimes you're maybe complaining about what you have, but you didn't really realize because you don't have something to compare against. You know, but when you and that is, to me, that's the greatest lesson in life. To have the opportunity to face all sorts of different experiences, to have something to compare against. You know, your personal experience that you could say, hey, I had a situation like this already. I went down this particular road and I didn't like the outcome. Or I had this and I thought I wanted better. And when I got better, it turned out to be worse. You know, so but it is important. It is important sometimes to really experience things to be able to make a proper decision in life. And that's why life probably really begins at 50, you know, because at 50 years old, what you hopefully would have gone through, you would have learned from it. Right? Now, sometimes we don't learn. We don't learn. A man might reach to his grave at the end of life at age 75 and he did not learn anything. And we don't want to be like that, right? I want to learn, but I burn to learn.
You're not born to learn.
Right?
But I'll tell you, there was a woman working in NP, and she seemed to have had be going through a rough spell, okay? And she said to me one day, Lisa, morning, hello? Hello? Yes, man, not bad at all, man. How you keeping? Excellent, boy. That is excellent. Well, maybe they're going to come up later. And then Levi is going to go across to Kelly. And, well, that would be the plan, really. But I'm home until they come home.
You want to stop it?
No, it's okay. Yeah. Yes. So I think I'll be home.
Tell them and ask him.
Hold on, everybody. I want to talk to you.
Hey, what you saying? Boy, we eating some fried sausage and bacon here, boy, with ketchup, boy. Boy, watch that. The bacon inside of it, boy. It hit the spot. Remember when we used to fry sausage all 12 o'clock in the night, boy? Yeah. How you feeling? Alright, how them girls? You went to bed later. Well, not good, you got good rest. Right. And how came she good? Alright, tell her hello from me, right? Yeah, London. Yeah, boy. Final bite here, so gosh. I'm so sorry this finishing, boy. You ever eat it and you're sorry on the last bite, boy?
Chip, you know.
Oh, God.
Take little snippets of it, little snippets. But you can do that. I know you can do that. But let me go back to the story, Sarah. She said, I am fed up with this job. And she had a really nice job. And she had a good rapport with folks that she dealt with, Republic and otherwise. And she said, I want to leave this job and I'm going to get a job that really satisfies me. But I said to her, listen, lady, we travel throughout this country carrying lubricants to laundries, to private enterprises, to the oil fields, wherever. You will never find a job that is totally satisfying because the human environment makes the difference. And we all go to work, we all travel, we all return home with all kinds of little, what's the word boy, disturbances,
Right.
right? And therefore, there are people who would enter an office in the morning and never say good morning. They go straight to their desk, they do what they have to do, they leave at 4 o'clock, and that's it. You know? So, there is no ideal situation. The thing about it is that within you, you have to find your peace. To find your peace, you have to, as you say, you know, you're born to burn, right? But you can't be burnt. You can't be getting burnt all the time. You have to know how to. Not that you want to set fires, eh? You don't want to set fire in another man's area, but you have to learn how to temper yourself in this life. Not everything is golden. Not everything is golden. Not everything is silver. Not everything is brass. Components are different. So we have to learn how to make the best of our days. You ask me now, if I could look into myself and go back to the age of 25, we already had about 2 or 3 children. Right? When you came in 1975, I would have been 26.
So maybe one of the things you could tell yourself if you go back to 25 is, hey, let me see if you sell some trouble with that next one. Say, Louise, let me stay with these 2 daughters. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I've never regretted having you all. Never. But I would not change. If I were to go back to 25, I would say, Lord, let it be as I knew it. Let it be as I knew it. I know the woman I got married to. I got married to. And I could say one thing about Mama Lou, she never changed. She has no ill will. I was thinking this morning lying there, because she's in San Fernando. Louise has no ill will against anybody, you know. It is a truth that I could verify. I might have more in me, but I'm trying to curb that. But Louise has no real ill will against people. So if I go back to 25, I want my life to be the very same as it has evolved. You know, yesterday in our little vlog we were talking there about disappointments, and the message I was trying to get over is, okay, so you got a president that you didn't care for, and you got a president that you wanted in some circles, right? But the fact is, where there will be disappointment, how do you deal with it? And the first thing is, you have to look into yourself. Look into yourself and adjust as events unfold. That's all you can do. So partners, once again,
Yeah, man.
thank
Cheers,
you
my
for
cup
this.
empty, but cheers.
Cheers, boy. I still have something, you know. You want something out?
That, I good.
You don't share your drink, right?
I don't share my drinks. I don't share my drinks.
I'm glad Lyndon called, because if I were to turn back the clock to on Lyndon, I guess now that Lyndon looks at his wife and he looks at his kids, similarly with you, well, you would say, well, you know, I'm young, Daddy and Mommy made it, we tried to make it, and you trying to make it. So we all living we all going down the channel, or going up the channel, right, the river, right? So that's a little bit of positivity after baking and
I
success.
want to add something before you close off, because it's something I've been thinking about lately. Yeah? You know, I think I used to have a lot of empathy. And empathy could become a dangerous thing, because the next step to empathy is sympathy. And sometimes, you know, you feel so much for people, that you begin to sympathize with them. And it's important to listen to people. You know, if your time avail and if you so want to make the investment, right, is important to listen to people. But you have to learn, when you finish, listen to a person, you have to switch back to your own life. Because you can't afford to take your precious time to go through an entire day and you're sympathizing now with a person situation. It might be a financial situation, or it might be a rift between a husband and a wife. They're both your friends, and you don't want to see them going on a particular road. Or it might be a co-worker having an experience, whatever it is. But you end up distracting yourself. And I don't know if that's a convenient thing that human beings do, right? They begin to make other people's problem theirs, but they do focus on themselves. And one of the things that I have really begun to practice is basically minding my own business. Minding my own business, even if I happen to hear something, I don't really give it any thought. And if sometimes you could take your energy and really focus it on yourself, you'll be surprised how your mindset is going to change. Stop worrying about other people, because everybody is the captain of their own ship. And at the end of the day, people always do what they want to do. So even if they're talking to you, they're really not seeking your opinion or your validation. They just really want somebody to offload what the matter that is in their brains. And then they go right back to it. So you could only change yourself. So don't seek to change anybody. You just work on yourself. And you find your inner peace. And you do whatever you have to do to preserve it. And every day you really should be seeking to become the best version of yourself. Because nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. And be honest with yourself. That's the key thing. Be honest to yourself. You know your weaknesses. You know your strengths, your downfalls. Be honest with yourself and work on yourself. Yeah?
You're talking there, I'm thinking of my old man. My old man worked in a hardware in Henry Street. And he was promoted to be supervisor of that hardware department. Miller's store was a big department store, right? You had the hardware department, the next one was the shoe department, and you had draperies upstairs and all the furniture. But I'm trying to remember if the old man ever came home and offloaded a bad day on mother. I don't think so. I believe, now that I look back on it, and that's a long years, I don't know that father ever burdened mother with personal things in his life. He really didn't, He didn't. I mean, they had enough to worry about that. There were 11 kids. He had to find a place. They were living in Woodbrook. And then they went to Laventille. Then they moved to Cora. He secured land. So his life was always one providing for his children, his family. But I don't ever remember the old man coming home and saying, this man who's my superior, or that man who is, a clerk in the department giving trouble. I've never heard him talk about anybody. So that means to say, as you were saying, he was delving into himself, he was handling himself. But I know one thing, he comes home, shirt and tie, takes up the swiper, no brush cutter, and he goes out there and he's cutting the grass. And the way he's cutting the grass now that I could see it, he's musing on the day. He's handling the day's disappointments, achievements, fears, you understand?
So he will usually do this as soon as he gets home.
He would usually do that as soon as he gets home, right? He is diffusing, right?
Lowering the energy.
He's lowering the energy
Yes.
of the day. And it wouldn't be plenty grass, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, he knows this is his. A man will come home now and probably sit down in front of the TV. He picks up the blade and he goes outside behind the grass. You come home now and you look at your lawn and you say, great lawn. You look at the grass and you say, wow, this thing is overrunning the place. And he starts to chop. And then he comes and he washes off at the barrel maybe. Where you didn't have pipe-borne water. You fellas were lucky. You came into an era when you went to Coro when there was pipe-borne water.
Not me, not London.
You didn't have pipe-borne water?
No, sir.
Okay.
The amount of rain harvesting I do. I
Okay.
remember we start tanks all
That's
over
true.
the place and
That's true,
transfer
that's true.
water from here to there.
And the trucks used to be bringing it for you too.
Yeah.
Right. I knew some of those truckers, you know. They were old truckers and they probably passed on by now.
Some of them was from Page.
But the thing about it is that, you know, he found a way to diffuse and to leave the day behind. And that was important, to leave it behind.
He was actually exercising mindfulness there. You know?
Yeah. He was really doing something good. And mother was dutiful too. She waited a whole day. She prepared meals, had it on the table. She got a little frisky sometimes when he forgot to buy something, you know.
Yeah.
Like the time he tied a bow. He tied one massive bow over his finger because that was reminding him he needed to buy sugar.
Right.
But he came home one day and he said, I can't remember why I tied this.
He's supposed to tie next finger to remember that. Yeah. You know, that's the nice thing about having these kind of conversations. I just keep, triggering thoughts. And it had two types of things that if a lot of human beings stop doing it. I was thinking about what you were saying, that father will come home and never complain about his day to his wife. You see, complaining and gossiping is two things that have no end. It have no end. Oh, people who complain all the time. And most likely they will do it until they die. And if you give them a chance, they might get up from the cough now and all and say, this coughing is uncomfortable. That's to tell you how much they like to complain. Right? And gossiping. And when you really check it out, it is a form of distraction in dealing with oneself. And that is the important thing here, dealing with oneself. And if every day you find somebody to talk about or something to complain about, you're not focusing on the real issue at hand. The one thing that you could change. Because the things that you're complaining about is definitely something. You're complaining about the government, you can't do anything about that other than your vote. Right? You're complaining about the noise, you can't do nothing about that. All you could do is lower the noise in your environment. Like a man attitude, you're complaining about it, you could do nothing about it. But the one thing that you could do something about, you ain't doing nothing about it because you're not even taking the time, you're distracting yourself.
Not internalizing.
You're not internalizing. So take some of that empathy, that's supposed empathy that you have for others, and start empathizing with yourself. And my journey over the last year and a half, it speaks so much about the importance of self-care, loving yourself. I always thought I was a vain thing, but it's not. I'm not saying to be in love with yourself and look at me, I'm so pretty. No, I ain't talking about that. And yes, it's nice to stand in front of the mirror and comb up your hair nice and brush your teeth and pull out hair from in your nose and all of this kind of thing, right? But we talking about the inner man here. You know, start to appreciate yourself. Affirmations is a really good thing too. You know, and guys, I telling all you something. The first and foremost is that attitude of gratitude, and I always preach that on a daily basis. And in the morning when you wake up, think about the grace of God. The grace of God. But you see, sometimes we find ourselves only begging and pleading of God. But we have to also be grateful. There's a lot to be grateful for. This morning, those birds that singing, our conversation here, you the viewers, right? You know, so much to be thankful for. The breath. Every breath, the breath of life. Stop breathing up. Start to have some problem, some kind of COPD. And you will get to realize, wait boy, I really never used to thank God for the easy way that we breathe as human beings. Talk to somebody who have asthma and ask them, hey, what does it feel like when you can't breathe? And they will tell you, boy, you have a real privilege. Yeah? So be thankful. It works.
Yes, it does. It does.
It works. Yeah. So that way, you hit them at 26 minutes there, boy. And I'm sure if you walk around, you could make up a next 3 minutes easy, man.
Yeah, I want to show them the garden. You know what I was thinking about when I look at the garden? There's no complaining by the budgie. It's just doing what it has to do right in that spot.
Yes.
Just to grow. Just to grow and to be beautiful.
Yeah.
It has nothing.
You could flip the camera?
No, if I do that, I'll be in trouble.
Alright, good. And you go with our You go with a one shot.
I'm going to run a one shot,
Right.
yes.
I want to show you something here.
Namalu will be happy to see these flowers.
Daddy, look at the size of this churai baji.
You seen it?
Yeah. Look at the size of this.
Wow.
Right? No, this is one that I had in a pot and I transplanted, and they're definitely doing much better when you transplant them. I did throw some urea on this plant.
Right.
Good? And we have a new addition here.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So this is, I planted these from the skin and the head. We have an next little one growing here. This is a kind of wet area here. So we hoping to get a nice little dashing patch going here.
The corner won't come on in the first.
That one thing he ain't reach. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Beautiful,
this
man.
is impressive.
It is. It really is.
Really impressive, boy. And I set our next little one here, you know.
Namalu, miss you this morning, girl. But anyway, you're coming home soon.
Next little one on this side here. Watch him. Cuter? Yeah.
Good, man. Good.
But we really have some plans going. You want a pump sit there?
Not now, son. Thank you. I'm hearing a bird out there. Where you be, boy? Where's that bird, son? Huh?
Boy.
Son, they got some cherries there.
Look inside the tree there.
You got some cherries here, boy.
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay. You see me?
There.
You want to take my cherries, right?
Pump sit there.
Dessert, huh? Yeah. Very good. Well, son, thanks for breakfast, boy.
Yeah, man.
All the best, huh?
Take care. Bye-bye.
Sorry. Thank you, friends. Have a good day. Be safe on the road. Be safe where you are. Enjoy your job. Forget the others who are not working and not pulling their weight. You just do your part. Thank you.